Howdy there. It's been a little while since I've done some live stream stuff. Um, the it just I've been doing a lot of editing, and live streaming editing sounds like the absolute most boring thing in the universe. So what I've been doing a whole lot of is I have when COVID started, I had manuscript after manuscript after manuscript I was making. And basically, what happened was my pipeline got really clogged in a weird spot. I'm a really slow editor to begin with. I'm a slow reader in general. And so all of that made things a little painful. So I literally have spent the last 3 weeks doing nothing but editing and doing a little bit of writing here and there, but it's definitely not been the production level that I'm used to, nor the production level that I want to be having. So I thought I work best with guilt. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to go back to doing live streams, and some superhero authors are going to pop in here and there, and we are going to write. We're going to keep the conversation low and the writing high. So that's going to be kind of the goal. And I'm going to start trying to do these again on a more regular basis because I turn out a lot of words this way. And, it's nice knowing that there are people watching and checking out. And, hopefully you're putting your butt in the seat and getting some writing done as well. Um, um, so because Miranda's watching, I will be donning the cowboy hat in just a few minutes. Um, and basically going to see if I can bang out, you know, a thousand, 1,500 words. Um, so hopefully you'll kind of come along with the ride for that. And so let's set up a writing sprint now. Um, let's do 12:25 and we'll go to 12:45. So in the background of all of this stuff that's been going on, there's actually been a lot of random little things, a lot of admin tasks basically. Um, I'm switching one of my audiobooks from a royalty share to a pay per finish hour, and what because it's my book one, and the rest of the books in the series are pay for finish hours. So what I'm going to be able to do is take all those books and create a audiobook compendium omnibus collection. And for Audible people, or people who have Audible credits, this is going to be, of course, Miranda and the cowboy hat. For people who have Audible credits, this is going to go from my books are about 9 to 10 hours long, 9 to 11 hours, I guess, which I think as an Audible subscriber, 10 hours is kind of where I'm willing to spend an audio credit, because 10 hours for me is, that's 2 weeks of commuting because I only listen on the way to work. And so that's not a bad deal, but that leaves me 2 weeks of either having to pay or podcasts or whatever. And so by putting all of this together for one credit, you're going to be able to get a 45-hour book. And that's just an easier sell. So once all of that's done, I'll be promoting specifically the audio box set. And I think that'll be a much easier sell to Audible subscribers. But what I've been doing on the side is I've been running Facebook ads, and those have been doing fairly well. My Suburban Zombie series, which has been dead in the water for months, is now in the top of the charts because I have some just super effective Facebook ads happening. And so all of this is happening in the background. And, if you're just one person running a business, and that's what this is it's a business, there's so many moving parts that you find yourself going through kind of waves. And yes, I think the writing is the most fun of it. Well, maybe cover art's my most fun part, but um doing all of the business on the back end is what allows you to do the writing, because without that you're basically writing for an audience of you. Ultimately you want to make money, and that money pays for advertising, audio production, cover art, and that's kind of a big thing. I got my royalty check and I was like, yes, covering my costs again. So little victories all over the place. um, oh, Marina's on it. She's kind of the whip. I don't even remember how to join sprints. Um, so yeah, that's kind of what's been going on in the background. Meanwhile, if you want some good listening and you want to listen to some particular authors talk about their empires, because a lot of them have empires at this moment, you can check out the Behind the Mask, which is it's all superhero authors, but it's a very diverse group of people. And some of them are doing romance, some of them are doing hard sci-fi, some are doing action adventure. And that's been really cool to listen to them talk about what is and what isn't working, and just kind of how they view the genre as a whole. So that's been super awesome. So if you like listening to authors talk about what they do behind the scenes, definitely check out Behind the Mask with Franklin Kendrick. He's the dude who comes on here all the time with me. He's unfortunately at work at the moment. Um, and then if you just want some goofy, geeky stuff, check out Geekorama with myself and TL Heinrich. Um, that's been a good time. So, all right. I'm getting ready to hop into a sprint. So, hopefully, you are putting your butt in a seat and you're going to do some writing as well. Um, I'm Michael. Um, my books are the Nostradamus, um, Children of Nostradamus. The first book is Nighthawks, Night Shadows, Night Legions, Night Covenants. Um, and currently, I'm preparing to release the prequel series. That's what I've been editing, slaving away at. So that is going to be coming out in on September 14th. Um, and then I should have a book out in October and November, early December. Um, I hate releasing in December. All right. So hopefully, butts and chairs, get your writing on. I'm going to go mute for 20 minutes so I can blare some obnoxious techno music. Unfortunately, I can't share it with you because of licensing rights and I get muted all the time. But I will be back at 12:45 and hopefully we can compare some word counts. All right, be back shortly. And you can always talk in the comments because I always pay attention to the comments. All right, I'll be back in 20. Woot! First writing sprint is complete. Not the button I wanted. First writing sprint is done, and 410 words. Let me go post that over here. So I am currently working on the third series in my universe, and this one's a little bit different in the fact that it's a lot more hard sci-fi, and it's set 400 years into the future of my books. So I have to deal with a lot of ramifications that I haven't even written yet, which this might not have been the smartest thing in the world, but I did figure out how to kind of reset my world by using a global wide, not a pandemic, um, kind of, it was a computer virus. And so that's given me the ability to kind of wash out some of the facts from before. And the facts of my earlier books have now become almost like lore. So that's given me a lot of wiggle room. Originally, it was set 100 years in the future, and then that didn't make sense. So it keeps getting pushed further and further. But it might include a trip to the moon. I'm not entirely sure at this point. I'm not quite convinced that a portal to the moon by a superhero is quite in the cards. Alley Cat is doing some homework. I had to do that this morning. I'm teaching a college class right now, so I had to do my homework this morning for my students. It is quite daunting. Miranda is the whip cracker in our online community, and so she yells at me all the time about sprinting. And so I just put her into the book, and her superpower, she glows like a light bulb, which I think is quite fitting for her personality. A really bright light bulb. Okay, so we're gonna go for a work roll here. So let's see if we can set up a banner for writing sprint for 12:55. Let's say it's kind of a weird time, but oh, my watch is telling me I've been sitting on my butt too long. So many things going on. So I have an audiobook that just got pulled for distribution, and I'm redoing it with the narrator to put it back out with a different contract agreement with me and the narrator. So that is kind of my admin thing happening in the background, talking to my narrator and getting all of that sorted out. And then I'm dropping 3 more scripts on her lap this fall. So trying to make sure Team Flag has plenty of work. Um, and so far, my cover artist is going to be working for months, and my narrator will be working for months. My editor is working. I have everyone working. Kind of weird when you think about. Um, you originally think like, oh, I'm going to be a writer. I'll just send it out to a publisher and they'll do all the work. And now you realize like there are people who reach out to you and ask, hey, do you have any projects coming up I should be aware of? So you're not just dealing with your own stuff, you're, you know, making sure other people are getting the work they need to continue doing what they do. And because I built these relationships with these people, I get not priority, but I get a heads up like, hey, I might not be able to do a book if it's not ready by this date. Um, and so that's been kind of a learning curve because you don't think about that stuff in the process of things. Um, but you know, want to keep everyone busy and making money. Um, so yeah, my what I'm working on at the moment is I'm restructuring a novel a little bit. I'm writing new stuff in it, but I'm restructuring pieces of it because I met with Trish yesterday, and I needed to kick around some ideas, and she made a simple statement. Um, this character is your football, which I just kind of laugh. Um, and it suddenly dawned on me that I was treating the wrong character as the football. So I'm going back and making notes about what needs to get corrected when I do my second draft. But it's amazing. Like I can never suggest enough. You need to have a community around you, and you need writing buddies and people who will scream at you when you're not doing your work. Um, that's all the type of stuff that um, you know, when you're having a moment of, oh man, something's wrong here, you can talk it out. And I'm not kidding. I spent 20 minutes explaining the problem, and she spent about 30 seconds fixing the problem. And it was a problem that I've been dwelling on for 3 weeks. So definitely find your tribe, find the people you jive with, um, and you know, make it happen, whether it be people you find on Facebook or Reddit or random Discord servers. There are definitely people out there who will genuinely push you to succeed. So that's my big advice for you. My sagely wisdom. Um, 3 years ago, I was at a comic book convention today. I was at, I don't even know if I was actually working it or if I was just chilling there. I can't remember. Man, so many comic book conventions, I forget everything. All right, I'm going to mute. I'm going to hop into a writing session, and I will be back in about 20. Not a whole lot that time. $277. I'll take it. My characters are in a very deep conversation that is just rolling slowly at the moment. But my characters needed some growth moments because they have been running nonstop in this book. It's a little bit sci-fi thriller, I guess. So let's do another sprint at 120. Go to 140. This will probably be my last one for today. What I tend to be doing lately is I'll do some writing because I'm flushing out some problems I created in this novel, and I don't want to rewrite the novel. So I'm writing the scenes that are somewhat independent of the plot, and then I will spend this afternoon going back through the old parts of the plot and ironing out the details so that I have a more clear vision of what's going to be happening. Allie, I feel your pain. Editing, just, it's not my thing. I would much prefer to not be doing it. Um, oh, I don't know what's going to happen in my plot right now. My characters are doing some pretty convoluted stuff at the moment. My characters aren't, this is my first time writing a journey. Most of the time, my characters are in a small setting and I don't go big with it. In my earlier books, it takes place in either Boston, Troy, New York, or Chicago, and kind of in narrow spaces within those three locations. And in this one, my character is traveling from Grand Rapids to Detroit to Niagara Falls to Buffalo, Syracuse, and eventually Troy. So, you know, these epic long journeys are really boring when the author's like, okay, and they traveled for today, then they set up camp, and then they traveled, and then they set up camp. So what I'm trying to do is pick the moments that are worth talking about where things actually happen. And right now they're in a mid space. So I'm using it for a kind of a plot explanation, character growth moment. And then my characters are going to eventually get to Detroit where all hell breaks loose. So I'm pretty much looking forward to that one. I just have to get them there. They just stole a truck. It's a bonding moment when two women steal a vehicle, apparently. So we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we are getting there. All right. I'm going to bounce out And I'm going to mute. And Ali, I 100% agree with you. You need to edit it to get it to where it needs to be, but just a little piece of your soul dies as you do it. Um, and I would like to say it gets easier as you do more, but you start getting more efficient writing. And I'm getting better at uh, doing a clean write, but now because I'm a better author, um, I now know where my problems are, and so you get more critical in your editing. So it's a downward cycle. Like once you get good at one thing, you move on to the next and the next and the next. I guess that's called growth. All right, I'm gonna mute. Go do some writing. Butts and chairs. Let's see how much I got that time. Oh, not too shabby. I'm count 438. So far today, I have written 1,125 words. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And I'll probably do a little bit of late night writing once I tool this plot a little. But I'm going to stop there. Miranda is going back to work. And Alley Cat has math homework to be doing. I don't really envy you on that one. Religious studies, that sounds interesting. I'm actually talking about religion in my book right now. Math, I'm not sure you could ever sell math to me. Theoretical math, maybe. Application, not really my cup of tea. I still have to say, please excuse my dear Aunt Susan to do my multiplication. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. I should be back again tomorrow, right around noon. That's going to kind of be the goal. And we'll see if we can get some other authors involved. And tomorrow, I believe we're going to do the Sip and Sprint. So it'll be drunk authors talking about writing and banging out words, because apparently we do that when we're drunk. We're a rowdy bunch. But again, I keep wanting to suggest, if you are into listening to authors talk about their work, check out Behind the Mask with Franklin Kendrick. Or if you just want some fun geekery, check out Geekorama with myself and T.L. Heinrich. And if you want some super awesomeness, some superhero awesomeness, go check out superhero-fiction.com, and there's close to 400 books on there that are just superhero focused in romance and young adult and basically every subgenre. But there's definitely plenty there to keep you occupied for a long time. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a good rest of your day, or beginning of your day, wherever you are. And I will see you guys tomorrow.